What's popping in the streets, everybody? I believe, therefore I am King Siler. Hope you guys are doing all right today. It has been a hot minute since we have been here. We haven't done the interviews in quite some time, but this particular individual looks a lot like me. So it's only natural that, you know when they say like there's another person in the world that looks just like you? Like I had to customize the settings because we were so black. And obviously me wearing all black, and I just realized this just now, does not help us. Locks, dark, 6 foot, 6 foot. Wasn't a good idea. But we're here now. So guest visitor that we have today, Mr. Junior. Thank you for joining us.
What's up?
Man, it's popping in the streets, man. How you living? How's the day going?
It's going good. Worked out this morning. Worked. I have a late night shift, so not late night, but I have a later shift than normal. It's until 10, and then I've been playing Apex. So just to pass the time. It's a time passer. It's just passing.
You're already starting off wrong.
It's just a time passer.
What is it about Apex that people find like so? It's like Looney Tune Call of Duty.
That's crazy.
It is. It's cartoony.
I like Apex because I do like abilities. So like Overwatch and things like that. I feel like it's better than Call of Duty because Call of Duty is just like the same game over and over again.
That's true.
And then you got a camping epidemic since the beginning of time.
That's true, but I mean, like, you can't go wrong with grilled cheese. You can eat it breakfast, lunch, dinner, grilled cheese.
Call of Duty was good in like 2010 when Modern Warfare 2 came out. After that,
you didn't like this recent one?
I didn't play it. I didn't give it a chance. I didn't give it a chance. I think the story mode's probably great because I know like a lot of them fit no.
Terrible, man. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it. I'll just simply say it because it's not that big of a deal because you'll know as soon as it starts, they changed General Shepard. It's a totally different guy.
Really?
Yeah. Like the old General Shepard, like it fits him very well.
Right.
But this is like the prologue for all of that. It almost seems like this probably takes place in like maybe late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, so this takes place before the ones we played like in like 2010 and stuff like that. Okay.
Right, so I did not like the story mode at all.
Yeah, I have to, because I really like Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. I like Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3. Didn't really care for, Black Ops was cool, but didn't really care for it. Infinity War didn't really care for it. Like all those games are just
Are you about to shit on Ghost?
I didn't like Ghost.
You know what? We're done. We're done. We're not.
I did not like Ghost.
Ghost was the best one.
I don't even remember Ghost, to be honest. It doesn't even have like a
post like apocalypse. Corporations have taken over. You know, Ghosts are kind of like, and they do kind of they Easter egg that as well.
They do?
The game, as far as like Ghosts and stuff like that, you kind of see, and it's like, okay, this is kind of cool. Ghosts is great. It was a great transition. They should have stuck with it instead of it just being circled around Soap and Shepard and McTavish and that, so.
I don't know, man. Call of Duty is just like I'm all the way like I only play Apex to pass time. Like right now, I'm still on God of War.
I gave up after the first one.
What?
I got right to the point where I was supposed to fight Ares, and I was like, look, I'm tired of these puzzles. I thought this was a melee game. It is, but it's just like the amount of what was it? I can't remember what her name was, but the princess who was
Help me! Help! Kratos, hurry!
was like hanging from that like thing for a long time. It took me forever to figure out I had to go on YouTube and figure that out.
Bruh.
I just gave up. I was like, look, this heaven's gonna fall.
God of War is just, especially the ones with the recent ones. It's amazing.
But Elden Ring just kind of snatched the taste out. So
that was such a rob. God of War won what? Best game design, best story. It won like all these like best everything except for game of the year. And I was like,
it makes sense. Like there was a much bigger wave for that.
Yeah, I haven't played Elden Ring, so I can't give Elden Ring too much crap because
I gave up. Another one.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Really?
Like your gaming experience won't help you. Like, and I'm a fighting fan, and
Right.
obviously playing Call of Duty and stuff like that. Like the transition is, if you haven't played any Dark Souls
Right.
games, then you have no idea what you're doing. You're coming in there, you're slower than everything.
Right.
You're getting one-shotted by
Yeah.
squirrels and crabs and stuff like that. Like I kid you not, there's like giant crabs that'll chase you in the game and
Really?
stuff like that.
Because I beat Sekiro. I didn't play Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3. I think there's 3. I didn't play Bloodborne, but I beat Sekiro numerous times. But I've seen things with like Elden Ring where like you can get teleported to like the end of the game in like the first 10 minutes or something like that. Like if you open up the wrong chest, it will put you like end game level threads.
Yeah, I did it. I wandered too far, and it took me to like this place. And like they say, it's very cliche, but it's like when the music changes on you, and just that heavy opera. I was just like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here.
Yeah. Like Xavier told me he wanted to see me play it on the channel, and I'm just like, this is a rage game. You want to see me rage?
Without a doubt. Like they had one part, I can't remember, but this guy was like screaming at the game, and he was like, role-playing game. He's like, what the fuck kind of role am I playing? The victim?
It's supposed to be a fucking RPG. What role am I playing? The fucking victim? Jesus fucking Christ!
Like, and that's exactly what it's like. Like, that's why I said I gave up. If you do not have an extensive amount of time, or if you're not, like, if you have a busy schedule, it's just not going to work for me.
Right.
It didn't work for me. Like, I played like the first hour, I got tired of getting shit on, and I was like, I'm done with this game.
I'm gonna give it a shake. I'm gonna give it a shake after I like play God of War, finish God of War on YouTube. I have Sifu. I want to play Stray.
I've heard Sifu's pretty hard.
I've seen that it's like moderately difficult. Like I don't think it's as difficult as like Souls games, but like I've seen stuff where I'm like, this is gonna frustrate me a bit. Like
I said you age or something.
Yeah.
Once
Every time you die, you age. But when you age, you get more like like when you're younger, you're like more youthful. You have more vitality. You can take more hits.
Right.
But when you're older, your hits do more damage, but you have lower health. So I think that's like the trade-off. But I've seen someone go through the whole game without dying once. Obviously, people do that on YouTube and stuff like that. But
after you clearly beat it probably like 2 or 3 times. So
right.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, shit, man. Well, yeah, man. Here we are again. Of course, welcome to the show, man. This is where we talk a lot of shit. Obviously, for you guys that don't know, like me and Junior have a lot of conversations about a lot of stuff. Anime, obviously, is most important. We make fun of you dancers behind your backs.
That's
and you're
hilarious.
not paying attention, and we laugh at you guys, and we also laugh at you. A lot of the people that are out of shape as well. Not a lot of people know, like, Junior is a part of the faction of people in DFW who were actually working out before it became a trend. So now it's very interesting to see everybody kind of hopping on board. Like, shouts out to the MJG, Amy, Janice, of course, Junior. Like, these are the people that I knew were working out way before. That's not to knock anybody, but these are the people that I knew that were working out years ago. So, I can't keep up with Amy and Janice anymore because they're running marathons and stuff like that. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. 15 minutes is out there is enough for a sweating, and we call it a day.
Right.
But, so how does that affect you, I guess, as far as like your workout regimen? Like, has that affected your craft a lot? I mean, have there been any benefits or anything like that?
So with working out, because I've kind of taken a break from dancing as far as like recording videos or being in battles, I've taken a break for maybe a few years as far as like not really signing up for comps or not really doing stuff like that. I feel like in the aspect of like me labbing or me training, it's helped me understand my body more, just because there are a lot of similarities. There are a lot of things like when popping, if you really want, a really strong hit, you have to engage your glutes.
Facts.
And, for some dancers, they might not be familiar or comfortable with engaging their glutes to where like, it doesn't click. And sometimes some people aren't really open enough with the people that they're training or they're teaching to tell them, well, you're going to have to engage your glutes.
So in case y'all don't get it, you have to tighten your butt is what he's saying. And Camel taught people this in popping classes. And I knew it, but never really just thought about it. But you really do have to clinch up with one of those real quick. So
yeah, and it's just like, you know, when you're working out so often, like everything, especially like with like weight training and like, because I do mostly like bodybuilding, powerlifting type training, like a powerlifting type thing, power building type thing, to where I'm very in tune with like hinging my hips, pushing my hips back, you know, depressing my shoulders. I have a lot of not necessarily muscle memory, but I know how to engage like different parts of my muscle based off of just working out. Right. So when I'm taking a class or when I'm training with someone or anything of that nature, and they're telling me, well, you're going to want to do this, it's a lot easier. So, you know, like me taking your crump classes or me training with Hitman and popping, or me just trying to navigate through different things, when I'm being told to do these things, it's a lot easier having the knowledge of how my body works on a strength output scale.
Gotcha.
So it helps. It helps a lot. I think a lot of dancers should incorporate fitness to some degree to level up in dancing.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So as it, like, what's the biggest thing that you probably think that you've lost? You know, because obviously, as we know, like there's a certain level of fluidity and you know, the ability that you do want to have in dance. Like, has it kind of made you a little bit more rigid or kind of like less fluid?
It's made, what I can say is like lower back focused movements are a little bit more difficult. So like if I'm doing like a body wave, the midpoint of that body wave is a little bit stiffer, like due to like deadlifts or, you know, hip thrust or stuff like that. So I've noticed that it's kind of something that I try to work like around with like massages or doing dynamic stretching, or like trying to really lubricate those joints and like those like surrounding muscles and things like that. I really try to focus on that, especially when I'm warming up. I take like 20 minutes to warm up just to make sure that my body's primed.
What do you do?
So a lot of the times when I'm doing, when I'm working on my legs, I'll do 90-90s with my knees. I'll flex my hip flexors. I'll like sit down and I'll like raise each leg. I do knee pulses. So like I'm on my knee and I'm just like pulsing my quads. I do, you know, body weight squats. So I'll do knee over toes. I'll put my knee to my chest. I'll cross my body while I'm laying on my back with my, like, just to kind of like, I have PVC pipes at my gym. Okay. So I'll, you know, do, you know, through and through is pretty much like, you know, from front to back. I twist the bar and I open up my shoulders. This shoulder is the tighter out of the two. I just like really try to prime everything up just for any motion. Especially what I've really become, what's been brought to my attention is I have very tight tendons on my ankle. So like my dorsal flexion to my ankle, getting down to like a pistol squat is very difficult. Like very, very difficult. And like you would think I'm squatting 400 pounds. Oh, well, you should be able to at least support your body weight, but it's not even like a strength issue. It's a tendon issue. So like I can't even get down because the tendon is so tight, which also leads into ACL tears and meniscal tears. All that stuff is all intertwined. So I've really been like getting educated on that.
Tall people problems is what I tell people.
Yeah.
That's why I've been giving like dancers in the community shit. I was like, oh, Charlotte, change levels. You. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, you're half of y'all like under like 5'5". Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I'm currently like trying to get my ankle back to the way it's supposed to be, because it's really now it is like just the Achilles heel. Yeah. I can't balance on the ball anymore and stuff like that. So
yeah, man.
We're working that out, but we're gonna get better there. We're gonna get back there.
Right.
Well, yeah. I mean, why don't you just get on the treadmill, man? Just Stairmasters, 10 minutes, 5.
I only do cardio when like
you're one of those guys.
Well, no, listen. So like last year, or well, I guess technically now 2 years ago, I was doing cardio religiously because I was shredding. So I was doing cardio 30 minutes, hour and a half, like every day. So like I always try to do like, to lose weight, you have to be in a caloric deficit, whether that's your intake or your expenditure. And I try to make sure that even if I was eating in a deficit, I was still burning calories too, to make myself further in a deficit. So but Stairmaster, I hate Stairmaster. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I love it, bro. That
You
shit
do?
kicks your ass. Man. That's hard. The only one I wish they did have was we don't have it. Well, obviously, because I'm planning to finish up the road, but I wish they had the ladder. Where it's like just constant. I wish they had that one, but
We have that in mind, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one kick people's ass like big time.
Stairmaster is, for me, one of the worst creations like I have ever seen. Like I see people get, like the thing is, because like it's like I'm very like efficient, I guess. Like I'm very much like I can be on a treadmill at 2 speed, 12 incline, and burn so many calories. I can be on a Stairmaster dying and burn like half the calories I'll burn on a treadmill. And I'm like, what is the purpose of it? Like I get like you're going through hell and you're working your legs too because you're climbing stairs. Hell on earth. Like I'll do any kind of workout. I'll do anything. Stairmaster, I hate that thing. Like I hate it.
Listen, for all my dancers out there, I don't care what he says. The Stairmaster is great for you. Now, probably what he's doing is cheating. Like you're supposed to make it random and have landmarks and stuff like that. So don't let Junior dissuade you from getting on the Stairmaster. It's great for you. Cardio's great. You need that. You need to be able to go round after round after round. That's all there is to it. So don't mind that.
Stay away from that motherfucking machine. Like, stay away from that machine.